Okay, let's go. Good morning, my friends. Good morning, good morning. What's happening, my friends? How are you guys doing? Yes. Welcome back, my friends. Hope you guys see you. Another session today. Good to see you all. Episode number 68. Gold has been dropping. Gold has been coming down. And now we're in a range, so perfect timing. Let's get to work straight away. Let's not waste your time here. Let's get straight to business. We can't waste any time at this curve, but we're looking at the charts right now. So let's get the party started, my friends. Welcome back. Hey, where's my screen? There we go. What's happening, Jerry? Good to see you, Isabella. Or Isabella, sorry. Harmonic. Elia, good to see you, Johnny. Ben Zen. Jerry, Nemeth X. Yes, Pradeep. Brad, Glenn, Big Danny, Hayden, Ben Zen, King Ashley, yes, Paul, MLC 82, I need cat, yes, sir. Bradley, what's happening, my dude? All right. Okay, man, what's happening? Straight back to work. We can't look at and do long introduction because we look at the charts right now. We see gold dropping already, so we have to get straight to work. Very important. Look at gold right now in a range. We're going to do a deep dive right now at the moment here. But the dollar, as you guys can see, is in support, okay? The dollar is bouncing from the previous daily value area low. Look at that. And we have not been dropping ever since. Yes, okay, the dollar is coming down, but it's not. And it's just holding up really well every freaking time. The dollar has been rising. Gold has been tanking super aggressively, okay? Yesterday was crazy. All right, yesterday was absolutely wild. If you watched yesterday's stream, we talked about man, I can't believe it's still absolutely crazy. A lot of guys in my community took that setup as well here in the gold hybrid trading elite. Very happy to see them win as well as always. That's absolutely fantastic. Good to see them crushing it. But yeah, yesterday's stream, we talked about the exact, where is my channel? We talked about that exact setup here. Whoop, there we go. Man, these guys are crushing it right now. Absolutely crushing it right now. That is good. Very good to see. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, wow. A lot of volume profile. The order flow on the right. That looks nice. That looks sweet. That looks awesome. Anyways, let's get back to work right now. Gold is coming down because the dollar is in the previous daily very low. And I do believe that we will be breaking out of this range potentially soon. I don't think that we're relatively there yet. The 12-hour is bearish, 8-hour bearish, daily bearish, 4-hour still bearish. Where is our next higher time frame support? 3,900, my friends. We broke critical support. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Okay. Look at this right now at the moment. Let's go into the order flow as well. We're going to do a deep dive. Again, 83,000 contracts traded. Where's the most volume traded? The most volume traded is in that candle. How interesting that we're gonna get that we're rejecting from there right now at this current moment. Okay, this is the level where we are quote unquote rejecting from. Right? Makes total sense that this is our major resistance right now that we have to think about right here. If you watched yesterday's video in my Telegram group, that's exactly what we talked about later. Okay, we talked about that exact level. All right, I talked about it at the end. I said, look at the order flow right around here. If I can spot it right now. Where is it? Here. Okay. There we go. Look at that level. 7.8, 7.8, 6.6, 6K right there, right? This was right at it. The next candle today came into it perfectly. That is exactly what you need to focus on, okay? That is exactly that resistance that we are getting rejected from right now at this current moment in the actual order flow. There we go. There it is. Okay. So we are holding control right there. That's pretty good, actually. That means that long is still very tricky, even though we're very oversold. That is the issue right there, okay? If you want to join my free Telegram, you can. You can click on the link in the description. It's just for those updates, etc., etc., etc. So you know exactly what I did, how I managed the trades. Also in good, also in bad conditions. Bad news. I had to close my trade earlier yesterday. Okay, that is the bad news.
Major volume was traded inside.
That was the bad news. I had to close my trade earlier, so I missed out on the whole move. Very nasty. And I explained everything in the Telegram why, after 4 hours being in the trade. The good news is we catch another trade after that, and the winning streak has not been broken yet. In the last 2.5 weeks right now, we are in that winning streak vibe or phase. We're gonna have winning streaks, we're gonna have losing streaks. Right now, we are in the winning streak phase, okay? We're in the winning streak phase. So, what is the level that I'm watching? Very carefully. Let's go over it right now, because we have been dropping from the top to the bottom. And you can see that this is where we will find, I believe, that resistance, the point of control of the swing and the range. And if you guys don't know how to utilize the point of control, you can go to the fixed range volume profile right there. You can click on that and you can swipe it over, and the volume will tell you exactly how the orders were distributed. And this is going to help you with your bias, okay? We're trading below all of those lines, the red lines. So that means we need to short and look for shorts only at the moment. Now look at the dollar. The dollar is holding for now. Okay, it's holding up quite well, actually. What does gold need to do? Gold is also respecting the very low. Look at that. We're holding that support there. That is the level, in my opinion. If you want to short it, that needs to be closed either below. Okay, if we can close below that line, then I think we can look for the short continuation back down to that next support, that higher time frame support, which is pretty much this area right there. Okay, and I'll tell you exactly why this is such a major level. It is the major demand, the breakout, the retest. You see that? Demand zone, higher time frame support. And then, obviously, the major move, right? So what you could actually say is that this was a stop for another major leg up to the upside right there. Look at that, a major push up. That is the level 3900, okay? Or 3880 or 3890 to be exact. No, actually 3900, sorry. 3900, okay? And if you go there, there is not much in between that. Okay, there is not much support in between that right now at the moment here. We broke all support, okay? Yesterday we said we want to target the monthly lows. This is what we were looking for, right? The monthly lows. And this is exactly what we did later on today. We targeted the monthly freaking lows and we came even lower than the monthly lows. Can you believe that? Unbelievable, guys. Gold is absolutely getting crushed right now. So crazy. So wild. Anyways. Let's see if we can break that level. Let's see if we can break the value area low. Right there. Okay. And let's see if we can actually drop it and crush it and kill it and close below it. That's the most important part. Can we lose this level? Because right now you can see that we're finding support there. All right. We're finding that support around that area. And if you close below that, I mean, and the dollar holds up, then I mean, yeah, then gold is still doing what gold does best right now. And that is breaking structure to the downside. Yeah. And the crazy thing about gold right now as well is that even though, right, even if gold right now at this moment would, let's say, pull back, you're going to find so much higher time frame resistance immediately. Like, we're going to have this area right here. Okay. We're going to have this zone probably immediately acting as resistance already. Okay. That is already a major level. It's also this demand zone, right? So we're going to be in like major resistance anyways, even with a pullback. And yeah, I mean, price has to then break out. It has to really try to do its absolute best to push back. But it's going to be a really tough cookie to crack for a reversal right now, without finding proper support or without creating some sort of proper accumulation period for a while, if that makes sense as well here. So yeah, it looks pretty nasty right now at the moment here. We have this major supply zone. We have this resistance right there. It's nasty, breaking higher time frame support, that's for sure. Yes. All right, let me see. Do you have any group chat that is free? Yeah, or do you have a group that you talk on? Yeah, we have a free Telegram group. Okay, you can join this right now. We started this a week ago. So you are one of the first people to join this group. Obviously, I have a lot of plans for it, but give me some time, right? Give me some time to create it and orchestrate everything perfectly. But yeah, that's one layer. And that is the Telegram group that we're trying to build. And then the second one is the elite group, which is more an actual 6-week program that people have to go to, and they have to follow all the lectures, and they have to go to everything in order for us to yeah, be involved and to even be allowed to share their setups. Think about that. You're not even allowed to share your setups unless you went through a series of lectures with me live in person, or not in person, but live, you know what I mean? So yeah, that is a program that only is allowed for like around 15 people every 6 weeks, 15 to 20 people every 6 weeks. So it's a very small group. But right now we are closed already for, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. And yeah, just join the Telegram and watch the live streams and download my book. I hope that could help you potentially as well. Yeah, let me just quickly write down what I'm looking at right now, because yeah, clearly we have the previous daily point of control. That's the level that I said. What's that level? Let me see. Yeah, that's what we talked about at the end. We said, what's that level? It's gonna be live in around side of that zone, and we can start looking for the setups from there. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna look at the strong pullbacks, the retracements, the expansions, the break of structures, the retracements, continuations, and clearly you can see that this will by default be one of the most supported levels already, which is going to be probably what we call the previous daily POC at 4008. That is the level to watch right now. 4008. 4008. 4008. 4008. Where did we get rejected from? 4011. 12. Not that far. 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 What do you learn in the gold hybrid trading elite? You learn everything around order flow, the volume profile, daily bias, risk management, how to deal with winning streaks, losing streaks, and how to become profitable at the end of the month. Yes, it's more for people that really want to go full time. So if you are like a part-time trader that just trades for fun, just, you know, it's not really a big deal. But if you're serious and you really want this like full-time, then it's like then it's definitely an interesting thing to look into later. But we're closed for now. Okay, gold is breaking. Let's see if we could actually close below the 3978. Let's give us an opportunity to close below the range, I would say. Right, because right now we are in between higher time frame resistance and higher time frame support. We're kind of in the middle, we're in a range. So we have to look at this range as it being a flat range. And if you trade a flat range, usually I could say you can buy, but in this circumstance right now, you can actually see that we are really on the weaker side right now at the moment, right? So We're still not there yet. And the dollar is just doing what the dollar does best. But for now, we're just flat in a range. So we need to just really either see the two things, right? We need to see the pullback, which is like a deeper pullback into the highs again. Seeing a rejection around this level, the 4,008 or 9 again. And then rejecting and try to enter short at the top of the range, of this current range that we're seeing here. The other thing could be that we want to really break structure, and we really need to break out of the range and close below the very low, like we just talked about. And that allows us to look for the continuations. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, I guess. Then we can also look for a retracement and another continuation. That would be the ideal case scenario. If price does break out, we'll find resistance already there at the 50s. So yeah. We're pretty flat today, but it's kind of normal. I just want to make sure that you are aware of this. Usually after a day like this, like a massive expansion, right? Like a crazy, I don't know, how big was the candle of yesterday? I believe it was around, wow, 1,600 pips from top to bottom, okay? If you see candles like that with high volume, okay? Because I believe it is around, and I need to see it right now, how many contracts it actually was. 172,000. That is the highest so far in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Sorry. But that simply means that usually you see a lot of consolidation happening in the Asian sessions after that. After a large move, a large expansion with a lot of volume, next day usually is more of a flat Asian session. So be aware of that, okay? Lorenzo, pretty interesting that oil and gold dropped yesterday. Yeah, exactly. Right now at the moment, you know, because of the Iran news, it's a bit, you know, a bit random at the moment. The gold's behavior around oil. It is much more linked to the dollar strength right now, which it always has been, by the way. The dollar always has been like the primer for gold. And yeah, you can see that the dollar, as long as the dollar is holding up really well, yeah, there is not really a reason yet, right, for gold to come back up. Right, look at the dollar, man. Look at the dollar just holding that trend right now at the moment. And every time it pulls back into it, it just holds it, okay? Look at that. It's just one big straight up flat downtrend. You could actually call this a channel. Or how do you call this? Like this is called what? A channel? Yes. You can actually call this a channel right here. Look at the dollar, man. Parallel channel. Look at this. Whoop. That's a dollar in the last, I don't know how many days. I think it's literally what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trading days already. Okay. We have been slowly grinding up with the dollar right now, and we're not willing to break it. We're not willing to break this channel. So if we are in this channel, specifically in this channel right now, longing gold is very tricky unless it was a quick scalp like we took yesterday on stream. A quick pushback, a quick impulse trade to the upside before the major drop. That was okay. That was actually an okay trade because it made sense. But that was still quick scalp. Nothing more, nothing less. As long as the dollar stays in its upwards trajectory, longing gold will be tricky. And holding on to longs will be tricky. Did you place any trades yet? No, we're pretty much flat right now in the range. We're pretty much flat at the moment. We're gonna zoom in. We're gonna zoom in and we're gonna see what we have inside of this range right now. Vivek, 4008 was my TP level 2 this evening, and next level was 3996. On point, honestly, I have seen if 4042 levels get liquidated, 4 point under 3996, 4196 becomes a really important level. You nailed it. Yes. Lorenzo, I just used the basic volume profile indicator from TradingView, but it often gives a really different result than yours. What I do is I use it on Owanda, and people tell me all the time, yo, man, you should only use it on futures. I do agree. I think futures is always the most reliable. But Owanda has so much trading volume. It's one of the biggest brokers in the world. CFD brokers in the world. Man, like, for me, the volume profile works like magic, honestly. Like, it really does. It really works like magic. So, yeah, man. It works like magic. Okay. Hourly. Yeah. If we close below this zone, I think we could... I think we can look for shorts again. Yeah, this is the level that's holding right now. That's the very low. That is exactly the very low. That level is holding right now at the moment. That needs to be broken or taken out. The sooner the better. And if we close below here, we might have to be a bit aggressive. But yeah, I suggest you just use the Owanda chart. I think that will help. Five minutes with the hourly closure. That's always good to wait for regardless. Why? Because the hourly candle is going to open up, and then new hourly candle will push a wick, and then maybe that will become the incubator or the catalyst. Yes, use a one on my friend. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For now, compressing really hardly at that support. I think that is because we are literally, and I need to watch it, yes. Is that this area or is it the overall range? I think it's the range. Yeah, you see? It is the range. That is what we're holding right now. That needs to be gone. Then we need to break it. We need to break that. Yeah. So you can actually hit the dollars at that level of support as well here. So yeah, it will be very hard for the dollar. If the dollar breaks this, by the way, yeah, I think gold could make that bigger pullback. Okay, that means that gold could actually try to come back, but that also then means that we're not just gonna flip bullish. You know, because they're gonna find so much resistance already up higher. Okay, that would be a good closure on the hourly, right? Yeah, that will be a good closure on the hourly. Then this will be the trade. 97 on futures. How much is that on spot? 92.77, so 15 points. 97 minus 15, 82. Yeah, there we go. We're losing. We're losing that level. Yes, sir. Hourly closure in 1 minute. And I think, yeah, we have like a closure below this level. That will be actually bearish again. Yeah, we're still overvalued too. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, by the way, on the order flow, macro targets, and it's crazy that I'm going to say this, but we're heading towards the weekly time frame. And on the order flow, you can actually do this. The weekly VWAP. Okay, the weekly VWAP. Yes, sir. Look at that. The weekly line. That's the blue line. And we're now getting close, very close to that level at 3,900. Yes. We're not that far away. We're not that far away anymore. All right, I think we're getting and testing the zone. Shall we give it a try? Closure below. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. And then like at the moment, I don't see anything stopping gold from breaking. And otherwise, gold really has to show me that we're bullish. But right now, I don't see any liveness in gold here whatsoever. And the hourly closure has been closed below our level of interest. So I don't know, man. This is the level we're watching right now at the moment. This is the zone. If you close above that, I'm gonna cut it quickly and I'm gonna try later. I just wanna see if I can get in aggressive, and otherwise I wait for price to come back higher and go again. But there is definitely a possibility that this candle will flip. Look at the order flow. Looking at the dollar. We just have to flip this candle bearish. What is the next setup would be? Next setup would be something like either we actually close below, we pull back deeper, and we continue to get to that demand. Other one would be breaking out. No, I don't know. Other one would be getting back to this major higher time frame zone. Right now, that's another zone that I'm watching. That is at 403. Sell zone 403. You could say 4003, 4008. But let's say 4003. And now I'm just trying something aggressive. So on your own risk. And that comes from the order flow hourly closure here. Specifically this area right now. Because how many times does Asia just not pull back, right? How many times does Asia just go and it does not pull back, and then the move comes later, and then the volume comes later? How many times does that happen, right? Something that we have to acknowledge as well here, you see? So let's see if we can lose this right now and actually continue to drop. Yeah. Let's see. Not higher. Lower. No. Lower. Never mind. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so what is that? 92 minus 87777. There we go. It's kind of a squeezing trade with a tight risk. There are chances that we pull down, but there's also a possibility that we will find support around here already. So definitely taking profits as well. Even though we're bearish and like we could drop, I'm definitely taking profits early because we're still dealing with some local support there. It's not like a given. Yeah, you see, that's why. There we go. Trade is active. I hope you guys can see my screen, man. Look on the right side of my screen, okay? Look on the right side of my screen. You see the P&L, everything. Most traders don't show you P&L. They just show you some random trade without P&L. I always show my P&L. If not there, I show it on my MetaTrader account. Always. You guys know that from me. I never hide. I don't hide my setup, my entries. All right, boom, beautiful. We're back at that support already. So this is a TP1, okay? TP1. And now we can chill risk-free. I'm not joking, risk-free. TP1. Boom. And you can chill. Done. Do you trade trades on futures only? No. MetaTrader 2. You guys know that. I'm also on a MetaTrader account as well. But I do this on futures because it's easier for me to manage and it aligns with the order flow as well. So I trade both. I trade both MetaTrader 5 and futures. Okay? A quick breakout trade at this time, okay? It has nuance to it. There's reasons for it. Or there are reasons for it. But TP1, my friends, yeah? Simple. Now you can chill, and now you want to break that support. And if we're lucky, we're gonna drop all the way. This is a take profit because we have some support here, local support here. It's important in my opinion. You take some profits there because price could pull back and then you're out of the trade. And, you know, it could potentially try to break to that 403 zone that we talked about. You know, that holds support. We're still in the range. You see that? We're still in the larger range. So we could still pull back and then sell off, right? So this is why we have to really manage this thing aggressively for now. You know? So take profits, so you make some money. You know what I mean? You make some money. How much is this? Still a 150 pip move. I don't want to close the trade because it's like, what if gold drops and tanks now, right? Because we are in that, like, we were getting rejected here by this hourly zone that we talked about. This is the main reason why I entered, by the way, is this closure below. The closure below this major amount of volume. Trap traders, sellers, you name it. So yeah, now we just need to see if you can actually follow through here. Oh. If you guys want to support your brother out, then please smash up that like button. That we highly appreciate it. Because of the channel growth. We're growing really fast, by the way, man. Since I started the Asian sessions, bro, I don't know what's going on, but like, damn, the trend is bullish. Yeah, the trend is bullish. The trend is bullish. That's for sure. Yeah, you see, we're still holding that support here. This is why taking profit is so important now. So we're not going to pull back and then, oh, sorry. That was a 150 pip miss. So I hope you take profit, or I hope you took profits there. Or just manage the risk in a way where you secure yourself. Because we're still in the range. We're still in the range. You see, we're at the bottom of the range here. So this was just an impulse move, okay? If we're lucky, you break out and then boom. But that's not something that you can hope for. You know, you can't anticipate on that. But if it happens, it will be amazing, right? That would be amazing. Could be. Yeah, thank you. On MT5, I had a little bit of a worse entry, actually. My entry was here. Yesterday, we made $700 in like a small impulse move. But I have a bit of a worse entry, actually, now. And I did lower risk because it's a breakout trade too. But yeah, it's okay. I wish I had a copy trader. Something like that. Pablo, thank you for your last trade. Whoa. Pablo, you don't have to donate, my friend. Okay. You don't have to donate for my trades. You know why? Because this is just for entertainment purposes only. Okay, entertainment purposes only. I don't do this. I just trade on YouTube. I happen to be live, taking my own trades. That's all it is. No financial advice. But Pablo, you're the man. Yeah, you see how much it's holding here? This is why it's so important to take profits. In this case, not always. Not all the time. It's not a standard TP1. Like, oh, TP1. No, not always. Sometimes price can just fly and you know it's gonna go. And you're in a really bearish momentum wave. You want to hold on to your trades. When that's the case, you don't want to take profits. But now we're in a range. Yeah, same level, right? I think on the 50-minute is even more clear. Currently don't have any data, so here to watch the market. Okay, Pablo, I made some good money yesterday also with your setup. We're good. Okay, nice. That's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. That is awesome. That is awesome. What a move yesterday, yeah. Wow. A lot of people in our group banked on it too. I love to see him trading order flow now. Just wanted to say thank you, Lorenzo, again. You have transformed my trading. Cut this big sell once we broke the demand zone. Went heavy and did my biggest win to date. Keep going, guys. Exit charts is awesome for exits as well. Just monitor the volume on the 1 minute. This is happening. Wow, this is crazy. Yeah, well, I hope you guys took profits here. Like I said 20,000 times, because we're in the range. We're still in the range. It's so tempting to not take profits and hold on to your trade, right? Whenever you see a huge gap still below. But was a good decision, man. It was a good decision. Yeah, this is exactly. This is gonna. Oh, let's look on the lower time frame. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Now this is, yeah, you see? Okay, we're out on this. Already on futures. So I'm already out of the trade. So this is why we took profits. GG. Okay, that was the trade already. That was quick. Lol. But yeah, that support there was real. I kind of expected this to happen. I mean, in terms of not an impulse like that, to be honest, but like a reaction, yes. A reaction from it, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I think that this is a strong impulse move, though. So because of that, I think we have to be patient and wait for price to come up higher. I think we're just in the overall range like we talked about. So I think we just have to wait for price to just like come up higher, I guess. Because we're still, we didn't break it. We didn't want to leave the range. I was hoping for the setup, the closure below the very low. Why? Because of the following reason, okay? So we have like the whole range here, okay? Now in that whole range, you have like volume that's traded, right? So you take the whole range, and if you leave the value area, which is this area, okay, it could be that breakouts come, right? So when you leave this, the highlighted zone here, you go out of the value area, leave the value area of the range where the most volume traded. The value area means 70% of the volume, 70% is traded inside of the value area. If you leave that, that means there is an acceptance outside of the value area, and that could lead to breakouts. So if you leave that and we close below that like we did right there, right? There is a chance that you could close like we did, and that's why we went short, right? For that 150 pip move. With the intention that, okay, if you leave the value area, then it might be as well a breakout potential. It has more breakout potential to drop lower. But because the range itself, okay, even though we broke out of the value area, which is right here, we still had to deal with the lows of the range itself. Okay, so you wanted to kind of wait for a quick trade outside of the value area. That would give you the best entry, because if you then would leave and break out of the range itself, you have that huge push down. But the rule of that is that taking profits here is a necessity. Because what if it does not? Okay? What if it does not break out? And that's why you have to take profits, and you have to put your stop loss on break even immediately. Okay, does that make sense, my friends? Type in a yes in the chat if you understand this. And if not, I recommend you to download my free book, which is the LT Concepts Trading War Map, where you can learn about all of this, about the value area and how that works and why it's effective and how that leads to breakout trades. Okay, and how to do and to deal with that, how to manage that. Okay, because it's actually a completely different way to managing it. You can see it right here. Okay, the value area, you leave it, and then what happens? You break out and you continue to drop. So you leave the value area, and then whoop, you get accepted. Yes, outside of it. So anyways, we're back in the range again. So we have to just be patient now, I guess. Be a little bit patient. Let's see what the dollar is doing. Ooh, okay. The dollar is also slowing down a little bit, but it's at support. It is at support. Look at the dollar. Keep in mind, don't trust the dollar breaking down, because as long as the dollar does this, all right, it could do something like this, and it wicks, and it just shoots up like it has been doing. Why? Because look at the weekly time frame. Look at the dollar on the weekly freaking time frame. Look at what we're seeing right now here on the dollar. Look at that. Major reaction. Oh, major reaction. Major breakout, actually, on the weekly time frame. Look at that rejection. That's a breakout. Okay, that is a breakout right there. And I think the next support, the next resistance is there. We still have some momentum potentially towards that zone. So I think the dollar is still holding up strong. So yeah, unless we really break it out and we close aggressively below it, I'll be a bit patient. Yeah. With long gold now at the moment though, but yeah. Yeah, let's stick with that level that we talked about on the Telegram video, the Telegram update. 4008, I think, is still the level that I was watching. And yeah, obviously this area right here is absolutely important. Let me go to futures for 1 second to make sure. Yes. Yeah, I think that's the exact level, right? 26 minus 15 is actually, it's 11. It is actually 11. Yes. Yeah, okay, so this is that level I'm watching now. That's one level. Then we have another zone. This is super aggressive. That's the 4,000 and yeah, that's exactly that area actually. Right there. Okay. Yeah, and on gold is right here. Okay. Yeah, let's watch it level by level, man. Watch it level by level. Watch it level first. Yeah, you have like a huge amount of volume inside of this previous day, and then you have a huge gap here. You see that? There's like a lot of volume, and then you have like a huge gap that's sitting right there. See that? And that gap is interesting. That's what we're looking at. That's an hidden zone. A hidden zone, we call that. An inefficiency right there. And you can actually see how important this level has been. Every time we mitigate this level, every time. You see that? Every time we tap above it, also here, look at that right there. Constant interest around this level, and it tends to pull back as well, as many times as possible to get there. So that is the level to watch right now already. I would say, right there. Yeah, it's pretty much this area. I think that's a good zone to watch. $3,994. Watch 3,994 reaction. Yeah. We're gonna watch the reaction, okay? We're just gonna watch the reaction here. If you can get up to this 994 level. What is the order flow telling you about buyer's recent move? Yes, it is actually very interesting how we saw that huge impulse on the 5-minute especially. A lot of sellers came in, and then, we saw this area right there. That is a significant impulse, actually. If the dollar closes higher, you have to be a bit cautious here. I agree. But the higher time frame is just so bearish. Higher time frame order flow always beats lower time frame order flow. That's a big lesson that I've learned. Higher time frame order flow always beats the lower time frame. The 4-hour always dictates the 1 hour. So if the 1 hour is at support and the order flow, you have like an interesting level, but the 4-hour is like at major resistance, and it aligns with quote unquote the trend. The 4-hour tends to be really dominating the 1 hour. Aziz, link to your free book. It's in the description, my friend. Or I will post a link for you in the chat. King Mufasa, thank you as always, Lorenzo. Gonna call it a night. 3:20 a.m. in the UK. That is some sick-ass dedication, my friend. Wow. That's like me last night and the night before that, working. Literally, the last 2 days were just for me. Work all day long on a project. Go to bed late at night. Couple hours sleep. Go stream. Wake up in the morning. Go stream. And straight back to work. Straight back to work. I can't tell you guys what I'm working on though. But it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. That's for sure. Yeah, anyways, a quick scalp. 150 pips. TP1. I mean, it's it was good to take profits there. We explained the reason behind the whys and everything like that. Like it was just a necessity, in my opinion. Like the thing is, you can close the trade in full and say, you know what, I'm gonna close the trade in full. But statistically speaking, when gold is so freaking bearish and so weak, and there is so much more downside potential here because the next higher time frame support is all the way down at this level. Okay, the 3900 right there. Yeah, that's like that could have resulted in a very big move, you know, potentially. And this is why it was worth it to hold on partially. And that's still the target in my opinion, the 3900 right now. To be honest with you guys, that is still the target that I'm watching. The 3900. Lil J, thank you, Lorenzo. Made $1,400 today. In my experience, I always need to take profits at key levels. Yeah, in this case especially. Because sometimes the trend is so clean and the momentum is so strong that taking profit is actually a waste. You know what I mean? It's like a waste actually. Because like you know that there is just a lot more continuation potential and volume. But in a ranging market like today, after a large push already yesterday, yeah, it's different. It's a different vibe. It's a different condition. You can see this right here. It's just a different condition, right? And yesterday I took profits too on the stream because of the buy trade, the counter trend trade. That is also another reason to take profits if you're trading counter trend, like we did before when we talked about this pushback up. Remember? We said, hey, listen, gold can't come down anymore. The dollar is going up, 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 but gold is not dropping anymore. It's holding, it's holding. And then dollar dropped and then gold. Remember? Remember that trade from yesterday? And then we set in a limit order there. And then we actually nailed the top, but I messed up. I'll tell you why I messed up. Because I decided to close the trade after being in the trade for 4 hours, coming out of drawdown, being in the trade for 4 hours, decided to close it. An hour later, boom. Why did I close it? Because what usually happens in between London and New York session, because we had the sell limit set in Asia, right? It was activated in London or pre-London. Then I was like, okay, cool. Then price was ranging for 4 hours. Literally, it took forever, right? And then it was almost like the New York session. A couple hours before the New York session, I was like, yeah, but like 9 out of 10 times you see a manipulative move, it wicks you out, and then it makes the real move. I'm gonna wait for the New York Open. I'm gonna close it and I'm gonna wait for the New York Open. I'm gonna see how it goes. I close it and price just tanked like never before. It tanked.
All right, guys.
Luckily though, what happens a lot when you do that is price comes down and then you see a quick impulse up, right? What are people gonna do when they see that? They're gonna immediately buy on the pullback because they think, oh, this is gonna immediately reverse. This was just a manipulation for the big reversal. And then it does not, right? So you wanna always keep shorting it until you break structure twice. Then you wanna long it. Okay, that's the trick. So regardless of that miss, I still managed to capitalize on that retracement later on. So the winning streak is still alive. But yeah, that's the reason why I messed up. Wickman entered the trade at 418 on MCGC1. I will stop at break even. What do you think about break even? It depends. It's all about the right context, I guess. playing it defensive. There's nothing wrong with playing it defensive, but sometimes that doesn't work out. That's something you have to accept and you have to move on. Luckily, a break-even trade is not a losing trade. And there are opportunities in the market every day, right? So yeah, the main target, of course, last night, and I was buyers. I literally said it, right? I said after our stream buys today, currently in the activated short. After a good reaction, we saw a quick push up because of the dollar dropping, but instant recovery, of course. Currently in drawdown on this trade, on the second trade of the day, did not want to close it because it looks like a pre-London trap to me. I literally said it. It looks like a pre-London trap. And it was a pre-London trap. That's for sure. It was the biggest trap of the month. How long after you started trading you feel comfortable enough to quit your day job? I actually didn't have a job, to be honest. I already kind of from a young age knew I wanted to do something else. So luckily I made some money in like an e-com business. And I used that money actually to fund my trading business. Yeah. And then I lost it all. At the beginning. And then I made it back later. But how long did it took me? Yeah, I would say still years. I wasted, I think, a lot more time because I've never had like a really good mentor or anything like that. I had to learn everything from YouTube and like from random people and like, oh, this guy says this and this guy says that, and then I'm testing this and I'm testing that. And I've been wasting my time for years, right? I've been literally wasting my time. Honestly, to be honest, I have guys now in my group, right, that are following, and they are pretty much going to the lecture series. Okay, this is the lecture series that we have created. It's a complete series. I cannot show everything because it's like there are going to be some links in there. But anyways, these are live sessions we do. 12 sessions in 6 weeks, including live trading sessions. Now, what you can learn in 3 months, in 6 weeks, let's say 3 months, because you also need to apply it yourself. What I've learned in 3 years, I could have learned in 3 months. With the right guidance and with the right focus and no distractions, etc., to be honest. So I wasted so much time, man. I wasted so much time just trying everything and constantly switching up my strategy and constantly trying new things and not being consistent with it. And so like, if you want an answer of when did I feel comfortable, after 4 or 5 years, I felt comfortable, fully focused on trading only. Right, but I could have done that in 6 months, 3 to 6 months with the right guidance. It's ridiculous. But yeah, when I started, there were not that many like, there was for sure no live trading on YouTube when I started. That's for sure. There was no live trading on YouTube. Yeah, okay, but in this case right now, we're already getting rejected again. Earlier, I was waiting for the 94, but if we break, the thing is right now, it's all about the range right now, right? Because we're in a range, and let's just remove this for a second here. Let's just mark out this zone, because we know how important this level is. We just have to close below this area right now, right? It's pretty straightforward. Like, either we close below it or we actually try to trade inside of the range. But then we have to go to the 94 first to see how we react here. And if you can find a rejection. Because then you can manage the trade early. If price rejects there, we are able to manage the trade. For example, go short if it makes sense. We come down again, we take profits again. We manage the trade again, right? And if you then break it, great. Otherwise, it's just about the breakout itself and actually close below this and then retest this. But then, yeah, I think I want to see a retest, to be honest. I want to see some sort of retest. So yeah, why this level to 94? We take the volume profile of the previous day. We look at an inefficiency in the market. This is what we call the low volume node. And that is an area to watch very carefully. We had to be very aggressive in this setup that we took because we're in a ranging market. So we have to be a bit more aggressive. Pablo says, I feel like it's almost impossible to make it in trading without losing money at the beginning. Yeah, I agree, because like I know many people that make a lot of money and they're actually good traders. Like they have the good mindset and like they're good, right? But if you haven't experienced the downsides, right? How can you enjoy the good sides of trading? How can you really enjoy the process? Or how can you really love that process? It's so easy to take that process for granted when you never have seen the other side of it, because you don't appreciate it, because you think it's normal to win. And you need to go through the downsides, the bad times too, in order to appreciate the good sides of it. And you're gonna always have waves, okay? My live stream, right now we're in an uptrend. Right now we're bullish on the live streams. I've not been losing in a couple weeks right now, right? Telegram, the winning streak right now for what? 2.5 weeks winning streak, right? But I also go to losing streaks, right? And then everyone on YouTube hates me. So I don't take this for granted, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. I don't take this for granted. I learn to enjoy both sides of it. The good side, and I accept the bad side. And I think the best traders that I know, they are really good losers. The best traders I know are the best losers. They're really good losers. They know how to lose. Momo, I lost 45K over the last years before becoming profitable, and know someone who lost 900K real money until they got a positive delta. Wow. Yeah, you can take it as far as you want. The thing is, you need to feel a little bit. So if you are rich and you have a lot of money, you can't trade with $1,000 on your account and say, I'm going to learn how to trade, because you don't feel anything. It's like, for you, it's like $1,000 is like feeling like you're trading a demo account. That's not going to teach you how to trade. Unfortunately, you need to feel. You need to feel a little bit the anxiety, right? When you take setups and entries, you need to feel it. You need to know how it is to put risk on the table a little bit. And yes, it's like a lesson, okay? That's why I'm saying, if you're really serious about learning, then just make sure that you have a budget for it, okay? It's what it is. It's just how it works. Like, I rather spend money at the beginning. I decided, you know what? I want to become a trader. I love trading. I love the financial markets. It's so interesting. I learned so much more about my life, my personality, about what I'm good at, what I'm bad at. I learn about the macro economy a lot more. I understand things a lot more from a geopolitical standpoint now because I'm into trading. So I'm enjoying everything that's happening around the world. I understand the world better because I'm trading. And that is a fact. And for me, it's worth more than spending $100,000 on college, on a university, or trying to go into a new study. Like, I don't want to become a lawyer, okay? I don't want to become an international business administration student. I want to become a trader, okay? So for me, I'm willing to invest in that. Was I upset losing a lot of money at the beginning? Of course I was. Because I didn't expect that. But looking back at it, zero regrets. It was the best decision of my life. Yeah. So for everyone who chipped in here, now we actually already took a trade today. It was a quick one. We had to be very quick. I had no time to do an introduction on the stream because we had to execute. But yeah, it's pretty common, and I just want to clarify this to you as well if you're watching right now, that if you see a move so strong like we saw yesterday, one of the largest moves, right? Major volume, major breakout, taking out the monthly lows, etc. Usually what happens is you usually enter some sort of longer consolidation period. Okay? So if you think, oh, Asia is boring today, yes, you're right. And that's because of the large move, the consolidation. It needs to build these orders again for the next wave, right? The next push up or down, whatever it's going to be, but it is just building those orders. So we have to accept right now that we are going to be a little bit more in a ranging condition. And that you have to be either super aggressive like we did, looking at the value area, and the moment we broke out of the value area, execute immediately, or you wait for the market, the range to come to its peak, or to a critical zone, like a low volume node. How long it has been since you're trading? Around 8 years now. Yeah, 8.5. Yeah, this could potentially pull back again. Let's see where we close the hourly candle here. We're going to close the hourly candle in 7 minutes. The last hourly candle, we took a quick short. This hourly candle will close in 7 minutes. Now we're in between these two zones. So now it's going to be a bit more interesting. We might not even break out, to be honest, today in this Asian session. We might stay in the range, to be really honest with you guys. According to what I see now in the order flow, I think there is a chance we will stay in the range. Gonna give it a little bit more time. At least watch the hourly closure. Soul Adventure. I took this scalping and gained almost 1,000. So total win is 4,000. Wow. What are you gonna do today? After this, I'm gonna go straight to the gym. There's like in Bali right now where I live in Bali already for the past 5 years. Okay, there are 1,000 cafes, breakfast cafes, health bars, wellness cafes, gyms that look like beach clubs. So I'm gonna go to the gym in a second. And then after that, I think I will give a session at 5 near London Open. I will have a session with the guys in the elite. And then working, man. Just working on the project. You live in Canggu? Yes, sir. Is the cost of living high? Yeah, I mean, you can make it as high as you want. You know what I mean? You can make it as high as you want. Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, guys, I'm watching now the hourly closure, okay? And at this current moment in time, what we're seeing right now is that we see also a lot of sellers that stepped in at the bottom here. Guys like us that didn't close their positions, for example. We did, we took profits and we got out at the right moment. They did not. They're stuck in their position right now, right below. But at the same time, we're also seeing a lot of sellers selling the top. So we're kind of in between these two levels. And it looks to me right now that we are probably gonna stay inside of the range for the next hours. I might be wrong, but I think that right now, I don't see how we could potentially, unless somehow a lot of volume comes into the market, we could break out here. I think we're pretty flat. So I think this impulse move was a good trade, and we have to either wait for the breakout and a retest, wait for price to reach one of those levels and actually try to go from get in the range from the top, which is a bit tricky because you're dealing with the point of control here. You don't want to close below, or you don't want to close above this high. Okay, so I'm gonna clean it all up one more time. I'm gonna show you all the levels that I'm watching. So number one, what I do is I use the volume profile right here, the fixtures volume profile. I go from the left to the right. These are the settings, 128, 70. And these are the colors. You can just pause the screen later. Right there. Oh. And then I have a red line, okay? And the red line, the red line. And then we have the red line, that is the point of control. That is the area where yesterday the most volume has been traded. Now, every time when we trade below that, for example, this was yesterday, right? This was yesterday's day. We had that huge sell-off yesterday, right? Sorry, this was yesterday, my bad. Yesterday, retracement, huge drop. Now, the day before that, we had the point of control here. Okay? If you trade below the point of control, you are in essence still bearish because sellers are in control from the day before. That is usually what you're gonna find. So you could see that right there, right? You had the breakdown and then the retest and then it sold off, right? So you can really use this as a tool of reference, for example. Now, okay, at this current moment, we're trading below it still, after yesterday. And this is why we said you need to watch this level very carefully. But more than these levels, there are a couple other things you can look at inside of this area. And number one, we have low volume nodes. Now, this is something that I think we will talk about a lot on the streams because they're so powerful. And these are low volume nodes, okay? And these are two areas of resistance that we're gonna deal with. All right, so forget the point of control right now. These are your two levels of resistance that you have to look into, okay? One is at the 4,000, what did I say? 93, right? What did I say, sorry, 93 or 94? 94, yeah, sorry. 94. Right there. And the other one is at the 19, okay? These are your two low volume nodes right there, okay? This is important to watch. Why are we still looking at sells? Because the fact that the dollar is grinding up. There is no way down right now. The dollar is holding up really well, really strong. It doesn't really want to break. At the same time, gold is holding support around here, okay? So what needs to happen right now, in my opinion, is you need to either break down and retrace and then sell off. If you sell off, the major support is going to be at the 3,900, right? Because that is that serious level, that demand zone that we were waiting for a long time. Why is this demand so important? Well, look at this move for gold, okay? That is major push up, right? Major push up, and then we had a major retracement into this area. And then after the major retracement, what did gold do? It went to the moon. It went to the absolute moon. That is the start of it. That is where we're heading towards to, okay? That's how close we are right now. We're very close towards that area, okay? We're very close towards this level. That's not that far, the 3,900 right there, okay? So if you take that to the 15-minute, then understand now that you're in a range. That is that major area that we're watching, that daily demand zone, okay? That zone is something that we have to look into later on, right? But for now, we're dealing with a flat range. The reason why we're dealing with a flat range is because when you see such an aggressive move with like 1,600 pips in a single day, you're gonna see a lot of accumulation again in Asia. So if you want to trade the accumulation in Asia, you have to be very sharp, okay? Now, one of the ways to do that is by looking inside of the value area and wait for price to leave the value area. Now, that's why we took a quick scalp. It's like 150 pips, right? Something like that. But now we're back inside of it. So now you have to be really careful and just be patient for price to either break out or to get back towards the highs, right? And stay within this overall range for now. If we do manage to come up higher, what is the next level to watch? Which is possible. That is this 12-hour zone. That's the last solid candle before the large expansion. Why? Because clearly something happened in this candle which allowed this candle to break out. Okay? So you always look at the initiation first. The initiation is where you'll find the sellers. Okay? Now that is where that initiation starts. It starts at the 4,050. That is already the higher time frame resistance that I think is the strongest resistance. And it's something that you cannot not neglect. And you can actually confirm that by looking at the previous daily as well here. And go to the major gaps that you're gonna find above that. Okay? Anyways, for now in the lower time frame, watch it level by level, man. No emotions, just watch it level by level. The 3394 and the 4019. And just observe. See if you see a rejection. See if you can get into this. If the volume is relatively low, there are probably some opportunities around any of those levels, okay? But you have to keep your management, for now, really tight. You can't hope and then stay in the trade and then not take profits and just hope you're gonna break down, because you never know in the range, okay? We're not trending anymore. We're not creating lower lows, lower highs, like we have done here, right? Or like we have done here. We're not doing that. We're flat right now, okay? In a flat range, you take profits. In a flat range, you manage your trade aggressively, okay? Defensively, I could better say. You're trying to protect your capital at all times right there, all right? So now that we see the hourly closure, I think we're just gonna stay in the range today. And I have to go to the gym soon, so I'm gonna keep the stream a bit shorter. But hey, we got a quick scalp, I guess. And I hope you guys learned a little bit today about range trading. And most importantly, how to trade the ranges, the breakout of ranges, the value area, okay? If you leave the value area, that's where the opportunities are, okay? Why? Because if you do break down and you break those lows, it would have been a massive trade, all right? And you already would be secured the moment you get there. You don't want to try to trade that breakout because the chance that you miss out on the opportunity is too big. When you look at this, there is a chance you never pull back because you just drop and then you miss out on the move. But the value area will give you that setup before the breakout. But then you have to manage it aggressively. Okay, and that's why I have to take profits. Okay, anyways. Thank you guys for now. The Asian sessions, yes. It's really easy for me as well, man, because I just wake up and then I go stream, I do my analysis, and I understand exactly also what I can see happening for the rest of the day. The Asian session is really good because you understand exactly, with this in mind, what can I expect for the rest of the sessions? The London, the New York. It's very good to trade Asia because you learn a lot about the opening of the market, and that allows you to actually prepare for the New York session very well. Interesting how that works. So we're gonna stick with it for now a little bit, and allows me to do a lot more work as well with the group and with other things like that in the Gold Hybrid Trading Elite, which is now closed. But the Telegram is free, and you can join the Telegram for free to stay updated in case we see things happening in the market. So whatever the case would be, I created it for you guys, so you guys could stay in touch with me, okay? Outside of the streams for free, okay? It's a brand new channel, so you can click on this link right here in the chat, and then I'll see you guys there, all right? Okay. Love it, fam. I have to go right now. Thank you. We're in the range anyways. There's nothing that I'm really missing out on at this current moment, so it's all good. And we did what we did best today, okay? Thank you, guys. I'm gonna see you guys later on. And I wish you a very nice rest of your day. And if you're gonna go to bed right now, good night. Have a good sleep. Ciao. Myself,